Alrighty, welcome everybody to the Ready Up Casual Friday stream every 8 PM BST. Every Friday, I suppose. Every 8 PM. God, no, every Friday of the calendar year. Or at least we're aiming for that. Let's see what happens. We're playing Kerbal Space Program today, as you can tell by this funky background jazz. And with me is Ready Up's own Fran. Say something, Fran. Is this a success?
Does it work? Am I saying stuff?
You are saying stuff, although I can't hear you.
I'm saying stuff.
I can't hear you muting in and out on your button.
I'm saying stuff.
Hello.
Trust me.
Hello. Okay. Right. Welcome to the stream, Fran. You were the one who got me this game.
I did. I'm glad you enjoy it.
So I'm looking forward to getting into it properly. As everyone can see, I have an incredibly basic structure here. We've got a lander module at the top, Mark 1 cockpit, and some structural body work. But honestly, I really don't know what I'm doing beyond this when I don't have a guide in front of me. I've made it to space once before with a friend, and we landed on Moon, which is this game's equivalent of the moon. It may not have been a successful landing, let's say, but we made it into space. That's the important thing. Oh, hey! Trinant is here. What's up, Trinant? He's a fellow backlogger. So the two main community sites I frequent for video games are, of course, ready-up.net and thebackloggery.com, where I keep track of my games. So welcome to the stream, Trinant. Now that we have some sort of basic structure, I think we should put some sort of engine on this. What do you think, Fran?
Well, engines, you know, make it go.
That seems like an important... this one's called the Juno. Let's put the Juno on it. Oh no, it's tiny. Never mind. What about the Panther? Oh, Panther's a bit bigger. Okay, alright. I really am enjoying this light jazz. Do 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 do. Alright, I'm gonna... Having seen this work before, sort of, I'm going to surround this in full fuel boosters and see if that works.
It could explode.
It may probably explode, but we'll
I
try.
make them explode all the time when I put fuel.
I'm going to attach... Oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh no, what have I done? Oh no, it's all fallen to bits, Fran. I need to get rid of that fuel line. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, I've attached the fuel line to the engine, which seems like the logical place to put it to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, this doesn't look structurally sound at all. Shall we send it to the landing?
You're going to send
page?
it off, are you?
Yeah.
That doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere.
Excellent. Let's launch. It's, Fran, it's wobbling on place. It's a slightly tilted angle. Yeah, Scott needs a soft jazz background at all times. I agree, Verity. Okay, so
it's such lounge music, isn't it?
Oh, it's such...
I feel like I should be drinking like a cocktail.
We're in the Jurassic Park SNES lift. So I note that I have, probably because of the boosters which are causing this to tilt over, 1640 of solid fuel, 3750 monopropellant, oh no, that's 37.50, and 200 electrical charge. So I can't exactly remember what you're supposed to do here. I know that you're supposed to set up a sequence for the boosters taking off. Been a while. There is a tutorial window over there if I really need this. Alright, what we got here? That's the booster. Activate engine. Status flame out. Okay, that didn't work. Show activation. Oh right, I can control the yaw, pitch, and roll, which anyone who's worked in 3D space before will have some familiarity with. Right, I should probably set up another stage here on the... And action phases, recover... Yeah, let's go back to the Space Center, actually. I'm going to see if I have to go to the R&D and set up an action phase. Here we go. So, we've got gear, light, RCS, SAS, brakes, and stage.
You know, your rockets look nothing like my rockets when I make them.
Oh?
You actually look like rockets for a start. This is probably where I've been going wrong all my life.
Where you may have been going wrong. Well, you probably know how to launch your rocket, so that's probably a start.
Well, yes, mine always gets off the ground. At least I can say that.
Yeah, okay, alright.
And I actually always manage to land it, but they never actually get into space.
Okay, alright, well that's something to be proud of.
And I've never once lost a Kerbal.
Okay, so they always parachute out.
Yeah, they always parachute out. More than NASA's ever done.
So that is a afterburning turbofan. I think that's for space. I think I've got the wrong kind of engine here. So...
I'm trying to look at your engines you got there.
Right now I have a...
Ooh, Curvatotron. What was that?
Convertertron. Let's see.
Do you think we might be overthinking this slightly?
I usually think there's never a danger of that, Fran. Of me overthinking something.
I'm wondering if maybe we should, I see you're trying to make the perfect spaceship. I'm wondering if we should just try and make something that will...
Get up in the air.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Fran...
I don't want to take your precise calculations, but... Or influence you in any way.
Uh-huh.
In the way of disaster, because I have just told you that I've never been able to get into space.
What I'm going to do then, Fran, is I'm going to undo that for a start. And kill that. I'm going to save this rocket as the fail rocket. And...
Okay.
You and I are going to put together a rocket.
Okay.
So let's call it the fail rocket.
We will make the best damn rocket, Scott.
Yes. So, fail rocket, save, and let's do a new one. Okay. Although, I do notice there is an open thing here, and it's dangerous. Yes, it's pretty dangerous for me to just open one of these stock rockets. Like,
you think?
Like the GDL V3, which, yeah, that actually looks like a rocket. But I didn't make it, Fran, I didn't make it.
No.
No.
Wait, why? Don't look at stock rockets.
Right, okay, let's...
Stockets.
Stockets. Yes.
We want a Scottit. No, that sounds like Scott tit. Apologise. We want a proper...
We're just on fire all the time here at the
but
Ready Up
not
stream.
Actually on fire, because that would mean our rocket failed.
Okay, let's start off. Pods. What do we want as a pod? We've got
which one's got the best name?
Oh, well, that's an important consideration, yes.
Yes, it is.
Let's see, we've got the Mark 1 cockpit, Mark 1 command pod, inline cockpit.
That's what she said.
Lander can, command pods, cockpits. Oh, the drone core, the inline cockpit, lander can, cockpit. Oh, the cupola module. And it's not cupola.
That one sounded good.
Yeah, it's probably not cupola. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but it sounds neat like that. It sounds like it could be a distinguished movie.
Okay, we'll go with that.
All right. Let me read about it first. Hang on. The PP.
Yes, I do love a bit of lore.
Like we've got to get in universe. We've got to get immersion. The PPD-12 was developed to provide a high-visibility control room for orbital stations and a place for thoughtful Kerbals to contemplate the beauty of the cosmos.
Oh, how delightful.
Uh,
I think our Kerbals deserve such delights, don't you?
It does look pretty fancy, actually, now that I put it down.
Yes.
Although it's disappeared now. I don't know what I've done wrong. What have I done wrong? Oh, I see. Okay. Right. There we go. Okay. So we've got a control deck, effectively. What do we need now? I'm thinking engine, or fuel tank, or something.
Or the long bit that goes in the middle.
The structural fuselage.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find one that matches this, because all of them seem to be the wrong size. Can you make things bigger? Let's see. Is there if anyone in the chat has any tips while I'm doing this, absolutely welcome to chime in.
Because, to be honest, all my tips are going to be bad ones. So, my
you don't
tip
know that,
was
Fran.
Build it and then see what happens.
Alright, let's zoom in on this a little bit. Okay. It looks kind of UFO-ish right now. Just or like one of those pizza restaurants. I have no experience with this game whatsoever, says Trinant. Excellent. You're on our level then.
Thing is, I actually had quite a bit of experience with this game, except I just wasn't very good at getting the bloody spaceship up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could get it into, like, off the ground, and structurally, it was sound. It never blew up. Until it came crashing back down and blew up when it hit the ground. But I always put parachutes on, and my Kerbals always survived.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm thinking we make this as simple as possible based on your previous comment.
I think make it nimble, small, and lots of engines, and we need the thrusters for that little bit of push when we get into the to push us out into the into orbit. That's the bit where I kept getting it wrong. Is I didn't have once I stop laughing at me. Once I ditched the engines, you needed the little bit of push to push you into orbit, and that's the bit that I never had enough of. The little bit of thrust to get you into orbit.
Sure.
Because the engines were way too heavy, so you had to ditch them.
Okay, I'm going to put a Weasley on the bottom of this because that sounds vaguely like Wheatley.
For some reason, my mind went straight to Harry Potter.
Well, also that would be more logical, but yep. So, I've got a fuselage, a engine of sorts. It's an engine. This engine works best at low cruising speeds and altitudes. Well, that'd be good for getting off the ground. I don't know if it'd be good for a high performance jet engine. So you reckon I need some thrusters on here?
I think they should definitely be a thruster towards the top of the vessel. Nuclear vessel. Like right towards the top of the I was going to say vessel again.
Do you think on the command pod itself? It'd be pretty funny if it's just this little command pod drifting around in space.
A little command pod. Thing is, no, that's probably not that good idea. Because this mission's not gonna come home, is it? So unless we can't get it into orbit, then it'll come crashing back down itself. So if we assume this is a mission that's not going to come back, we can just shove it into space. Then it could just be a command pod with a thruster.
Okay, I've compromised. I've put some on the command module itself, and I've put a bunch on the fuselage.
Yeah.
Then we can further up.
We won't tell the Kerbals of our plan.
No, they don't need to know that. move those up a little bit, as per your suggestion.
Hello!
Hello.
Oh God!
Hello! This is the voice from beyond the stars.
Oh God. I literally had no idea who that was at first. Stream,
Did you think it was one of the Kerbals
Stream-
protesting about we're sending on a death mission?
I have identified your subspace drives from many millennia away.
This is Dean, everybody. Terrifying us from his post-bath.
Reverie.
Yes. So.
I've got a cold.
Oh, everyone's got a bit of a cold. It sounds like.
That's because we've got
Yeah.
crappy English weather. It's decided not to be summer.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I've been at the seaside for the last few days. So that made it worse, probably.
Oh no! Where did you go?
Went to Brighton for Develop.
Oh, Oh yeah, you said you were going to develop.
Yeah, which was exciting. But, yeah, I don't know whether you want me to actually talk about it here. Just get on with your
No,
building
we need
spaceships
to
and
build
stuff.
our epic
Build
ship.
your spaceship.
Yeah,
Rockets.
like once we get a bit more of a lull in the stream, bring that in.
Yeah.
The point where we're in orbit, maybe.
Yeah.
If we ever get that far.
Is that excruciatingly boring when you get into orbit, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
why people tend to crash really quickly.
Yeah.
But this is it. I've never been into orbit myself. I've seen other people do it, and it's very boring.
Yeah.
You have to like just basically constantly navigate at like 45 degrees or 95 degrees or something. There's a specific degree angle to catch the gravitational field of orbit.
I didn't understand any of that.
I barely understood it when I did it. As I say, I have been in space before with this game, but it was with a friend who knew a lot more about this game than I do. So we have an engine, we have a structural fuselage, we have a command pod, and we have a bunch of thrusters at the suggestion of Fran.
We need to get some engines on, but we need to have the engines so they can be detached.
Okay.
Because we'll need to ditch them because they'll be too heavy. So we need to be able to push off and then ditch them, and then maybe have another set that fire off that we can then ditch later on.
So do you think this should be the lower engine or the upper engine?
I think we should start building downwards. I think we could have maybe a set of 3 engines like around the bottom, and then another set of maybe, I don't know, maybe if we put 3 round the bottom. Oh, it's difficult. Oh, it's trying to
Dean,
think.
I can pick up you typing.
I'm sorry. I'm in mission command.
Your mission command. Okay, that's fair
I'm
enough.
just
Then.
I'm making sure we're not going to crash.
Okay, all right.
Are
that's
you
fair.
are you saying that my rocket skills aren't good enough, Dean? Are you questioning them?
No.
Good.
Glad we sorted that one out.
We've got Verity in the
So-
chat is suggesting we just launch already, which I don't like the sound of at all.
We've got nothing to launch with. We've got no engines.
Yeah.
Also, it'll come crashing down because there's nothing there.
Yes.
Do we have parachutes, Scott?
Oh no, that's advanced stuff right now, Fran.
Oh no, we can't forget that. Put that on now.
Okay.
The
hang
little
on.
nozzle.
Little
Safety
nozzle.
first and all.
How do we want to see this engine is gonna? All right, this is our later engine then. This will be once we're in space. Now that one was described as being Weasley, a high bypass turbofan engine. This engine works best at low cruising speeds and altitudes. So that would be our last engine, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need a little engine for
So we-
space.
Yeah, so I need something to push us through.
Where are you planning on getting to, incidentally?
Off the ground.
Oh, okay. Is that the first,
Off
that's
the ground.
first mission?
Off the ground is our aim right now. anything beyond that is a bonus.
Anything
Cool.
beyond that is indeed a bonus.
And how many Kerbals have been sacrificed to this glorious mission so far?
Not yet. None yet.
Oh, really? Well, excellent.
I'm sure there will be many. Many.
They are pretty good swimmers.
I'm not letting us sacrifice any Kerbals. That's why the parachutes are needed.
So how do we put an engine in here that I can still attach bits to?
So there should be one there that it'll be like a tube which will go on the bottom of that, and then you should be able to attach like poles to one, and then you'll be able to attach engines to the poles.
I think I've got it. I found
makes
one.
sense.
I found one called the Rapier engine. It's a joint venture between blah 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 blah, designed to fill a gap in the design requirements for sustainable single-stage to orbit aircraft.
Right.
So I think it's a bit they can break off, basically.
Yeah.
And the boosters are what get us into space, right? So
Yeah, we need little boosts. Once we've ditched the engines, you need that the little boosts.
So I'm going to attach a whole bunch of boosters to this. Well, not
Bearing
boosters.
in mind, Scott,
Yeah.
I've not got into space.
Right.
I just thought I'd remind you of that fact.
Okay. That's
Do you know about creating stages for the spacecraft?
Yeah. So you're supposed
Yeah.
to do that. Yeah. I haven't done that
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will be soon.
Do you also know about kind of like creating, turning on symmetry, so when you're placing multiple bits,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
There is
they
a
all
button
kind
for
of
that.
go
Yeah.
around in
Yeah.
sequence?
It's been a while.
Yeah, see, we can do that, and I know how to do these things, but I was just never very successful. I always think I made my ships too heavy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, physics is a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Damn Newton. If it wasn't for Newton, we'd all be floating around and it would be fine. He only had to go and invent gravity, didn't he? What an
No,
arsehole.
right? What an arse.
So I'm gonna attach. Whoa, that didn't work. Why didn't that work?
That doesn't look symmetrical to me.
Ah, that's close enough.
No, it needs to be symmetrical, it will just tip over.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine.
That's why you've got the symmetry button at the bottom there.
Oh yeah, this.
Yeah, because it will tip over one side and it'll just go crashing
Yeah.
and kill all our
I
Kerbals.
can fix that. Hang on.
And you know how to, like, is it called daisy chaining the fuel tanks?
Yes, so you
Yes.
can do that.
Yeah. So then you could drop them off individually so that they're not all feeding in at once.
Oops. You know what? I'm just gonna go back a couple of steps. There, that works. Okay, symmetry.
That's they're big. Are they the engines?
These are
What are they? What's it
boosters.
say? Boosters. Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say because they look like rather scary looking engines. I was hoping they weren't. Okay, that's good.
There, that looks roughly.
You're covering up your little thruster things.
I am.
I think so. Although I am watching. It
Oh
on
yes,
Twitch.
you're correct, Dean Wilcott.
There might be some lag going on. I'm not sure.
No, you are correct.
Okay.
I forgot about those yet. Oh, this is too. Maybe I just won't turn those on. How about that?
Yeah. Well, I suppose you can turn them on after you drop those engines off, right?
Yes.
But do you not think? I think you need to actually attach the engines to some kind of ejection device to actually be able to detach them. Otherwise,
Yeah,
they're just
no,
stuck to the
that's
chassis.
correct. You need to add a like. I think I described them as little poles earlier, but ejection device is probably more accurate.
All right, that's probably under. I don't know. Structural.
Because we don't want to take them into space. We
No,
have to
because
ditch those.
When they're empty, they'll be pretty heavy.
Ugh,
Yeah, they will
I keep
be.
accidentally picking this up. Gotta stop that. Right.
Is there a section for thingamybobs? Because it's probably going to be in there.
Oh yeah, no, I found it.
Okay.
Ugh, gotta stop doing that. All right. Click. That. There we go. Click. That.
Oh, those aren't the ones. They're just stabilizers.
They're just stabilizers.
I think you would need the one directly underneath that one.
A hydraulic detachment manifold.
Yeah, that sounds right. It sounds like something they'd say in Star Trek when they're about to eject the warp core.
Okay. How do I go? Oh.
You probably do want to put some of those poles on as well, though, just to kind of like join up the engines to one another. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I may have destroyed.
Are they
most
stuck
of
on with like sticky back plastic currently?
it. All right, I may have just destroyed a lot of this. Hang on.
They should totally do a. I really should have remembered what it was that I was going to say before I started saying it. What do you like, kids' TV show where they used to make shit out of yogurt pots?
How?
No.
How to? That's how for now.
A dog.
How to was
They
brilliant.
used to make. They used to make Tracy Island all the time.
Oh, you mean Blue Peter?
Blue Peter, yeah. They. How did I forget Blue Peter? Anyway, they need to do a Blue Peter skin for this game, so you're just building everything out of yogurt pots.
That's actually a really cool idea. I like it. I'm just fixing all the things I just broke. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's put that on there. Let's enable boosters.
Why do we really need to go into space anyway?
Because it's cool and it's it's something that we don't. Well, we don't know. I've never been into space personally, but it's the unknown. What people like exploring, right?
Yeah, I guess people go up mountains sometimes, and that seems incomprehensible to me. So.
Well, it's like the people who go in the submersibles, right? It's just going somewhere where you just can't get to normally. Like, I don't know if I'd prefer to go into space than in a submersible.
Yeah.
All right.
I just couldn't handle that.
I'm putting on the things, Dean.
Hey.
That's the think I am.
Is that the point at which the that black band around the nozzle there? Is that the point at which it's going to break apart?
Hang on.
Because you might not want to put.
Yeah. No, we
in
won't.
that case.
I'm trying to get it further down. There we go.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
And then put some. Put 2 thrusters up there. To sort of maneuver it around once we're in space.
So optimistic.
We've got some crazy chat going on.
Yeah, I should. I've just been reading it. So,
Okay, if you could handle that for me, Dean.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I'm all about chatting.
You're all about community
Rubbish.
interaction, Dean.
Yeah, I'm famous for my for my friendly and optimistic community interaction.
Excellent. I am as well, but yeah, enough said about that. I've been.
Some of us don't get awards for it, Fran.
Whoa. Okay,
Ooh,
but
that's a deep cut.
Well, I mean, I'll happily take the awards if people are going to give them me. But
Academic community engagement is very different to video game community engagement.
I guess so. But
Yeah.
like, I look after my community. I love them.
I think you should be doing this, frankly. But
Well,
I'll take the
well,
bullet. So,
Is that with the dashboard that I wasn't allowed access to?
Yeah, I did try and make Fran a
Well,
mod
that's-
earlier. It did not work. I will fix it later.
that's outrageous. Okay, so what's going on here? So someone is talking about pizza boxes. Shepperhoysen. Is it
Okay.
Shepperhoysen? Have I said your name right? Here's a brain teaser. If pizza is round, then why would it be in a square box? Does that mean if pizza is square, it's in a round box? To which
Oh my god.
Trinant responds.
A trinant.
Trinant. The real mystery, Shepperhoysen, is why all the square pizza I've seen has been in square boxes.
Wow, that's deep.
Frankly, I think that the entire notion of a pizza box is outmoded.
I believe you have 20 minutes of messages to catch up, says Trinant.
I'm trying, I'm working
Dean's
hard
on
at
it, Dean's on it.
And Trinant said someone pronounced his name right on the first try. I guess he was talking about you there, Scott, because I'm pretty sure I didn't.
I don't know,
Oh,
maybe
I'm
he's
right.
actually talking about you, Dean. Yeah, Dean is right, by the way.
So it's Trinant.
No, it was Trinant. You were correct the first time.
Trinant. Okay.
I should clarify here that I
I
know Trinant, and
very
I've been
confused.
pronouncing his name Trinant for years. So
Well, he clearly hates you now. So
Trinant. Okay.
Trinant.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you see the modifications I've made, Fran?
I do. I'm rather impressed, actually. Actually looks like something that might get off the ground.
Maybe. I'm going to add those structural things. I know Dean said they weren't necessary, but they might be useful.
Oh, I think they'll make it at least look like something that's space rockety as well. You know, it's all about making it look like a spaceship too.
There, how's that?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no.
So-
Actually, I should have it attached to another part that's breaking off, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely, because
Otherwise, it's just going to hang off of it and look
it will
hilarious.
just hang off, and the bars will probably snap and
Yeah.
then destroy.
I'm not sure that's necessarily a good idea.
No, it's not.
That's-
I've seen that happen actually.
I
That's
think
not...
maybe you should connect the two tanks together with bars, because then it will kind of stabilize
They'll
them together.
balance each other, yeah.
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 So Trinant said something earlier about Lagrange points. Slingshot to the Lagrange point so you can minimise spending fuel during Hohmann pivots. And I don't understand anything about that. Do you understand that?
That does actually sound vaguely familiar, unfortunately.
I think aren't Lagrange points something to do with gravity?
Yeah, you want to be... I think he's talking about slingshotting around the Earth so that we end up
Yeah.
on the moon's gravitational... Like, they did it in Apollo 13, I think.
Yeah.
That actually looks like that would be quite stable.
I frankly don't know
They're not
why they
going to
put us in charge of the space program.
I really don't know, Dean, yeah. Let's, I would have maybe gotten, engineers instead of a failed computer scientist, a video game developer,
Yeah.
and
Well,
Dean.
Maybe this space program was put together by Theresa May because she seems
Oh, zing!
to put
Oh,
inappropriate people in every office.
Hot takes from Dean today.
Oh, who should we make foreign minister? Oh, let's find the biggest racist we have. Great. Oh, you
God.
wrote a poem about the Turkish Prime Minister fucking a goat, didn't you? You can be foreign minister.
Oh man, I face palmed so hard when I found that out, and like my community guys were just taking that piss because they know I'm from like England, and they were like, "What the hell?" And most of the community people are from like Europe, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Fran, what the shit?"
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
Hey, at least we know categorically that alternative realities now exist because we're living in one. So, parallel worlds theory, true. You heard it here first.
Alright, I have saved the SS Casual Success.
Is that what we're calling it?
This initial model, yes. And we have an R&D mission flag as opposed to the default Kerbal one, because I don't think we've earned the Kerbal one yet.
That's fine. We don't deserve the Kerbal one.
Is there anything else I should put on here before we do a very basic test flight?
Well, I think we should definitely do a test because we'll know exactly where we're failing with our
Yeah,
test.
why not? You
So-
have to test it to
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I know I should be constructing...
I have some more information about Lagrange points if you're interested.
Ooh.
So they're the intersections in gravitational orbits that cause a rocket to free float, and turning doesn't need as much fuel. Question mark. Apparently we need to discuss this below.
It was a question. It was an
This
exam
is a
question,
term
Dean.
paper question. And a sharp turn to a different slingshot orbit is called a Hohmann pivot.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Oh, Trinant is saying that he learnt this from a board game called High Frontier, which I actually know about. And being a mega board game nerd, is a game made by Phil Eklund, who I believe has a background in kind of rocket science. So he basically
Oh,
wanted
wow.
to make a board game that was a accurate simulation of building and launching a rocket. And a few of my friend Mike is obsessed with this game, and at a con a few years ago, they played it for 8 hours and got as far as the moon.
Oh wow, that sounds painful on the brain.
Well,
Yep.
this, yeah, Dean. When you hear me go off on a retro about a tangent about retro stuff, Dean is our expert for board games. He's our guy.
I've got plenty of obscure knowledge when it comes to board games.
So that's his expertise area.
Good job, it's so useful in life.
Oh, hey, so is all my useless knowledge, yeah. But this is actually looks stable? Question mark?
I don't think it's going to go very far. I think we need more engines.
Okay.
Do we have any fuel tanks on it?
Do we have any fuel? That's quite important. Has anyone been to the Esso garage?
How do we?
Hang on, shouldn't we not
Uh-oh.
have thrusters
Uh-oh.
on here as well? Like they're just fuel tanks at the moment, right? Should there not be some kind of bit for the fire to come out of? What's happening? Oh, oh.
Oh, well, there you go.
God.
Good job,
speed.
everyone. Good
Why
job,
did-
everyone.
Why did only one of them work?
I think
I turned on one engine. I didn't,
Oh no.
rather
That
than.
was the spare launch pad, right? We've got a backup.
Do we have a backup of
we
those
only had the
people?
budget for one.
Outcome: catastrophic failure. Revert to launch. Hey!
It's alright.
We're back there. Okay. Alright, so we need to turn on both these engines at the same time, perhaps. Alright, we need... Yeah, we need those to come on first. So stage
we
2
do.
needs to be at the beginning there. So that's the 2 boosters need to come on at once. Then we need the thing to detach in space, right?
Yes, we do.
Oh, I've messed this up. Hang on. Oh no, what have I done? You know what? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, that's how. Okay. What we want is, how do I add things to this? Can I see how to do that. I don't know how to. Like, that's to detach. That's the. Oh, that's the 2 boosters. Hey, there we go. Okay. And we can leave other
Have we gone
engines.
straight back to the launch pad?
I have, yes. I rewound time.
You're keen, aren't you? Do we not need to fix stuff first?
We're in sandbox mode. In career mode, that would have been catastrophic.
Oh, okay.
In sandbox mode, everything's infinite. And I did that on purpose because I knew we would be having some issues. Let's say. Right, so first stage is those 2 boosters come on at the same time. Second stage is they detach. Third stage, I need to put that before that, yeah. Third stage is that. And then that needs to break off, and then that. Okay. I think this is sort of in some sort of order.
We'll soon find out, won't we?
Does anyone remember the key to activate each stage?
Is it not? I don't know. I haven't actually played this game. I've just watched people play
That's
it
fine, I'll
before.
find it.
It's been so long since I've actually played this game. I'm surprised I actually remember any of it, to be honest.
I'm quite impressed.
Like I mean, like when I bought it for you, it must have I think you said it was like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it really was a couple of years ago, and it's been out. Well, it'd been in early access for a bit, even then.
Yeah, I was playing it back in like 2012, I think.
Yeah, it's. Shall we have a look at the internal view of our Kerbals?
Yes, let's look at their little faces.
Right. Here is a texture, a very blurry texture that says lift the emergency slide mode in the bottom right corner. Column it. BK.
Is that-
I ate all the snacks. PS. Also, stop using all of bits of metal as fuses. You have spares. This is important immersion. I'm in the face of a Kerbal right now.
Is that Valentina?
Yes.
Be brave, Valentina.
Staging modes. How do I switch back? None.
Getting some pretty deep board gaming cuts from Tennant here.
Excellent. I'm
Yeah,
liking it.
he's a fan of the 18XX series, which, if you're not familiar with it, is a long-running series of utterly hardcore train simulators where you have to kind of take out loans and build a railway company and try and do better than Arbelia Greater Anglia. Basically,
Now, are these board games?
it's quite easy. Yes, yeah, these are board
Yeah,
games.
right.
That sounds like something I would love to avoid.
Yeah, my friend Greg played it, not realizing how hardcore it was, and like immediately got himself into debt, and like was in debt for the rest of the 6-hour game, and didn't have a very good time.
Guys, I see a flag moving outside our window, and yeah.
A flag.
What, like a wind sock?
Okay, well,
Oh,
while I
see
was
it
in the
now.
internal view, I may have figured out the button to launch each sequence. I think it's
Oh, dear.
space.
Oh
Alright.
yes, it is space. Oh no! I
You remembered as well.
even nearly said it earlier.
Yep.
Press
then-
space to space.
And then I was like, no, it can't be as simple as space.
All right. Let's try that again.
Sorry, Trinan,
We
they're
left
not
our,
train
uh,
simulators, they're train stock games.
We left our engines on the ground.
All that. It's okay. He's all right. No, he isn't.
How many Kerbals have we killed so far? That's the
Well,
second.
Valentina's no longer with us.
Oh, what's happened there? It'll be fine.
I don't think anything is attached correctly at all.
No, I don't think it is either. I have to admit, when my spaceships were a little bit more
Successful.
So well, they were. At least they got off. They did at least get
Leave
off
the
the ground.
ground.
Oh, look at that! It broke. That's how it broke. Look at that. Oh, the parachute deployed.
I did.
Hooray!
It did. The parachute did deploy.
At least that was successful.
Why, when I hit space, does it just detach? Because
Maybe
that's
that's
the
the
next.
detachment
Oh, I see. Hang on.
I don't know.
Oh, shouldn't have done that.
So you need to set the engines off, right?
Oh. Oh.
All right, let us return to vehicle assembly, and
Yes, I think we need to improve. I think we need more engines.
right, that was the Mark
More
1.
engines.
This is the Mark 2.
Fran, Trinan wants to assure you that he doesn't just like horrible, absurdly brain-melting games. He's also a fan of quick, silly games like Skulls and Roses, or Skull and Roses.
I'm
which is
thinking. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say it's about a game. It's supposedly a game that the Hell's Angels used to play, involving like beer coasters, several of which have roses on them, and one of which has a skull on it. And you have to kind of like stack. Everyone has to stack their coasters up, and then you have to kind of bet how many you can flip over without revealing a skull. So it's like a bit like a kind of bluffing
Whoops.
kind of game. I like the idea of the Hell's Angels playing it.
I mean, I'm not adverse to the odd board game. I just,
Yeah, you've played your fair share of board games, haven't you, Fran?
I fear them. You know,
Yeah.
I.
Well,
I
rightly
actu-
so.
Well, absolutely. I am gonna get myself Super Fight though, because
I've not even heard of that one.
it's a card game. I actually really enjoy it, and it's kind of, I guess, to describe it, you get like sets of cards, and one of them might say, it's very nerdy in pop culture, and one of them, for example, would say Ash Williams for Evil Dead, and then it would be, then another card would say bottle of wasps, and then another player would get a card that said Superman, and there would get a card that said rabbits, for instance, and then you'd have to explain how Ash Williams would fight Superman with his jar of bees, and vice versa.
Oh, okay, like a storytelling game.
Yeah, you'd have to sort of pull off the most convincing story.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
And then you can buy extra cards. One with like environment cards, so then you get an environment playing inside the game, and then there are a lot
Hey!
What have you done?
I don't know!
What did you do?
We've taken off. We have.
It was such a victorious yay
We have
that
lift
we all
off.
stopped.
Oh, okay, I can see it now.
We have lift off, but I'm going to run out of fuel soon.
You didn't put any more tanks on, did you?
No, I just stuck one to the bottom.
See how far this will take you. Oh no, it's tipping.
No, I'm actually adjusting the pitch and yaw.
Oh, okay.
I do remember enough that you can use WASD to
I don't think we'll have enough fuel, but
to tilt it.
Uh-oh.
Well, Jebediah doesn't seem to care.
Oh, Jebediah is the king of the Kerbals. He was always the one that ended up in my spaceship.
Parachutes, go!
Maybe he is actually the king of the Kerbals.
No.
I want to go up into space, so
Look at him, he's so happy.